What conspiracy theory do you believe to be true? What evidence led you to this conclusion? The bacon industry is ever so slightly making normal sliced bacon thinner every few years, so that eventually, what was once considered normal sliced bacon becomes thick cut, thus saving the big bacon industry money. My only evidence is the fact that my bacon, which I have always, and will only buy from a specific brand, seems to be getting thinner and thinner, more flimsy, more likely to fall apart as I get it out of the package. But bacon is sold by weight, so how does slicing it thinner save money? As someone who handles over 100 kilos of bacon every week, slicing it thicker might save them money, because I might be using more. Although that's not what's happening, because it's never consistently sliced thicker or thinner. Sometimes it's so inconsistent that a single batch could have bacon thin enough to crumble to the touch, to bacon thick enough to nearly be called a steak. It's annoying. Gas station owners are the ones putting the card scammers on the pumps. They don't want your info, they want you to distrust pay at the pump, so you'll come inside and make an impulse buy. Most stations barely make any money of gas, the money is in the stuff they sell inside. Gas station owner here. I often find card skimmers in the pumps, and I promise you I'm not putting them there. We have expensive custom locks that the, mostly Eastern European, thieves break into in the middle of the night, hijack the wiring in the pump, and install card readers and decoders. The newer kind can be hidden so far in the wiring harness they are hard to detect, and invisible from the outside. These are cartels of criminals that are sophisticated. Most of the good skimmers are Bluetooth, so they just drive past the station and collect the info on their phone. Then they sell spreadsheets of numbers on the black market for thousands that people use for online shopping. Make no mistake, it is an epidemic. Always use a credit card, that way you can protect yourself with disputes/chargebacks. Never use a debit card. Edit. Since people are asking how to protect themselves, they're asking phone apps that scan for the common Bluetooth skimmer modules. The Skimmer Scanner is a free, open source app that detects common Bluetooth-based credit card skimmers predominantly found in gas pumps. The app scans for available Bluetooth connections looking for a device with title HC05. If found, the app will attempt to connect using the default password of 1234. Once connected, the letter P will be sent. If a response of M, then there is a very high likelihood there is a skimmer in the Bluetooth range of your phone, 5 to 15 feet. Well, I used to think my friend's sister married an idiot because he made her live off the grid and made me put my cell phone in a box near his mailbox when I came to visit. They didn't have email either, because the government would know what they were searching for. Then the Snowden did his thing, and I was like, motherfuckers. I'm mostly just mad that the government fucked up so badly, and the agencies were so full of hubris they shut down any congressional oversight. Watch the Frontline docu about it. So I'm sure there will be something else in my lifetime that will confirm some crackpot theory. I mean, they can spin them out of absolutely nothing, so there's a plethora. It only makes statistical sense that they are right once in a while. I just really hope they ain't right about the fluoride thing. Wait, what fluoride thing? I thought it helps our teeth or some shit. Government feeding crack cocaine into black communities. That's not even a theory at this point. A San Francisco Bay Area drug ring sold tons of cocaine to the Crips and Blood Street gangs of Los Angeles and funneled millions in drug profits to a Latin American guerrilla army run by the US Central Intelligence Agency. Why is the CIA running a Latin American guerrilla army? To keep our banana prices low. See United Fruit Company. The modern world is as fascinating as it is terrifyingly bizarre. That we are being listened to through our devices. I think most people already think this, but when you experience it firsthand, it's a pretty chilling experience. Some people might think it's coincidental, but in my experience it happened about twice. Once I was discussing a career in the military with a friend, and then I got an email from a recruiter a few days later. The next I was talking about occupational therapy with someone, and YouTube started showing ads for occupational therapy schools. I don't remember looking up anything about it on Google or on my browser. All this complaining about millennials being lazy and entitled is designed to push more young people to prove they aren't by adopting unhealthy work habits, such as working overtime without complaint, not taking vacation time, etc. Edit. I think this became especially necessary after millennials got more burnt out and resentful as unpaid internships became a huge thing. It seems like that helped more people see the light on being exploited and manipulated by workplaces. More and more, people are being screwed over by their employers while being told that they should basically be grateful that people are willing to pay them. Employers aren't cutting you a paycheck because they care about you. You fulfill their needs. They aren't your family, and if it's a 40-hour work week, you don't owe them a minute more than 40 hours. And that's not laziness, that's refusing to be taken advantage of. Avril Lavigne being dead and substituted by her doppelganger Melissa Vandella. This meme isn't dead yet. I've never heard of this theory / meme or Melissa Vandella. I looked her name up and literally every result on the first page is talking about this theory. Is she even a real person, or is this some mad elaborate joke? The Twitter thread on this comes around every few months, and I get lost in it every single time. Whoa, they do look freakishly similar. That makes sense considering Melissa was allegedly hired as Avril's publicity double. The conspiracy focuses on whether Melissa assumed Avril's identity or not, and if Avril committed suicide 3 months ago. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the existence of Melissa is 100% a fact. So who makes the conspiracy less far-fetched? I'm here for it. That Stanley Meyer, the inventor of water-powered car, was killed by NATO. I can't necessarily claim that his invention worked as I do not have the expertise to judge his invention, but the circumstances involving his death, with witnesses and his brother saying the same thing, got me pretty convinced. But what really sealed the deal was this video. It shows his official death certificate, where it is stated that he was indeed dining with NATO and yelled that he had been poisoned right before he died. The guy filming the video also says that he had called the coroner who made that report and asked him some questions about it, but the doctor got straight up angry and hung up on him during the questioning. Edit. Here's a brief documentary about his invention at the time. Paulsis, professor at aeronautics at St. Louis University, Dr. Keith Findlay, research consultant, and Frank Close, head of theoretical physics at Rutherford Lab, praise and talk about his invention. And finally, video demonstrating the media coverage at the time, which linearly shows how the events leading to his death unfolded. I see that a lot of you are saying that his invention didn't work at all and may have been fake. I'd really love it if someone could give a good LE5 explanation on how his invention supposedly worked and why it can't work. Thanks. I think a reason we haven't been visited by extraterrestrials is because they don't possess the same motivations as us. We as humans want to explore, we want to expand and grow. Aliens from other planets may have no reason to do that. They might be totally cool with being fully sentient, but have no wish to map out their planet or build. They could be as intelligent as us, or even more so, but just not have that drive to seek out other life like we do. Maybe they even know we are just here with their advanced technology and just don't care. Sometimes when I run I see a impressive anthill, large and tall. I think, how that's cool, and go on my way. I will never think to stop and chat with the ants or try to enlighten their society, simply because regardless of how much technology or knowledge I possess, they will never stop being just ants. I always thought of Earth as that anthill. Expanding on that, we share 99% of our DNA with chimps, and they are our closest genetic ancestor, sharing millions of years of evolution with us. We can't teach our closest relative things like the multiplication table or even the ability to ask meaningful questions, despite trying hard. Now think of something that evolved in a completely different environment and how dissimilar their intellectual abilities could be compared to ours. Have you ever destroyed one just for fun? Hopefully an alien race like that never crosses our path. I hesitate to even call it a conspiracy theory. I definitely believe that Katie Johnson's testimony against Donald Trump alleging that he came to Epstein's underage sex parties and had sex with her when she was underage. She's either the greatest storyteller of all time or she's telling the truth. There are details in that testimony that would require experience to know. Every time a case of police brutality comes about where they unjustly murder someone or torture them, floods of police dog pictures are posted to places like r/aww, r/ibleach, etc. This is known as propaganda and is used to subconsciously make people think good about the police despite them bashing a black teenager's head against concrete. Whenever a future case of police brutality comes about, be sure to check these subs, and I guarantee you there is a picture of a police dog at the top. That /r/waternigus was quarantined by request from Big Soda. My evidence is water is good, and soda is bad. Stay hydrated my friends. WTF, that must have been very recent. Why would they quarantine that sub lol? Some media outlet or hack blogger is going to complain about the name and it'll cast a bad light on the site. /r/Hydra Homes exists, but it doesn't have the same ring to it. The whole deal about copyright claiming on YouTube is being led by YouTube to steal creators' money. That Paris Hilton was a madam for a while, and whoever she was photographed with were girls you could get through her. Britney Spears, Lindsay Lohan, Kim K, etc. She only stopped because her family threatened to disinherit her. OMG, where did you get that info? I wanna read more. Honestly, just gossip sites at the time. People would comment about how they're in the industry, and it was an open secret in Hollywood. Message boards, comment sections, LiveJournal, basically the predecessors to Reddit. So I can't claim to have evidence, but back then those places always had the stories first.